Hello everyone, welcome to Let's Revise. Today we will be looking into DPSP, that is Directive Principles of State Policy. The question is a previous year, that is a previous year question. Which principle among the following was added to the Directive Principles of State Policy by 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act? So, or 42nd Amendment to the Constitution. So, A. Equal pay for equal work for both men and women. Participation of workers in the management of industries. Right to work, education and public assistance. D. That is securing living wage and humane conditions of work to the workers. So, as we all know, the DPSP, Directive Principles of State Policy, was adopted or taken from borrowed from Irish Constitution, and it has three types of DPSPs are there. One is socialistic principle, second one is Gandhian principle, and the third one is a liberal intellectual principle. Now, what exactly socialistic principles are? The major objective of socialistic principle is towards achieving or attaining a welfare state. And we'll be going through the various articles which are from the socialistic principle. First is Article 38, to promote the welfare of the people by securing a social order which is permeated by justice and to minimize inequalities in income, status, facilities and opportunities. So, this has a relevance to the socialism. Article 39, that is to secure right to adequate means of livelihood for all citizens, equitable distribution of material resources of the community for the common good, prevention of concentration of wealth and means of protection. So, this Article 39B and C is very important. So, from a mains point of view, just understand that. And equal pay for equal work for men and women, preservation of the health and strength of workers and children against forcible abuse, and F, that is opportunities for healthy development of children. Along with that, Article 39A, that is to promote equal justice and to provide free legal aid to the poor. This was brought in through 42nd Amendment Act. To secure the right of workers to education and to public assistance in case of unemployment, old age, sickness and disablement, Article 41. To make provisions for just and humane condition for the work and maternity relief, Article 42. To secure a living wage, a decent standard of life, full enjoyment of leisure and social and cultural opportunities of all workers, that is 43, Article 43. To take steps to secure the participation of workers in the management of industries, Article 43A. Of course, this was also inserted through 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act. To raise the level of nutrition and the standard of living of people and to improve public health, Article 47. Next is about the Gandhian principle, which actually are based upon from Gandhian philosophies. So, accordingly, the Article 40, that is to organize village panchayats and endow them with functions as units of self-government. To promote cottage industries on an individual or cooperation basis in rural areas, that is Article 43. To promote the educational and economic interests of scheduled caste, scheduled tribe and other weaker sections of the society and to protect them from social injustice and exploitation, there is Article 46. All these were actually based on programs or certain social upliftment program which has been undertaken by Gandhiji during our freedom struggle. To prohibit the consumption of intoxicating drinks and drugs which are injurious to the health, that is Article 47. To prohibit the slaughter of calves and other mills and draught cattle and to improve their breeds, that is Article 48. Now, what are liberal intellectual principles are, which are actually modernizing or have a modern outlook or brings in modern outlook to the society. So, to secure all citizens a uniform civil code throughout the country, that is Article 44. To provide early childhood care and education for all children until they complete the age of 6 years, that is Article 45. And this was also brought in through an amendment. To organize agriculture and animal husbandry on modern and scientific lines, that is Article 48. To protect and improve the environment and to safeguard forest and wildlife, Article 48A. This was also brought in through 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act. And to protect monuments, places and objects of artistic or historic interest which are declared to be of national importance, Article 49. To separate judiciary from executive in public services in the state, that is Article 50. Of course, this was brought in through CRPC Act of 1973. To promote international peace and security and maintain just and honorable relations between nations. to foster respect of international law and treaty obligation and to encourage settlement of international disputes by arbitration. That is Article 51. So these are actually the basic one, that is socialistic principle, Gandhian principle as well as liberal intellectual principle. Now what usually the normal students does is that they actually study about these three, but they don't study in detail about what exactly are inserted through the next constitutional amendment acts. In fact, in DPSP itself there have been 3 amendments, that is 3 constitutional amendments which has been inserted. So the first one, 4 directive principles were added by 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act of 1976, that is to secure opportunities of healthy development of children, that is Article 39F, which we had earlier discussed, to promote equal justice and to provide free legal aid to the poor, that is Article 39A, to take steps to secure the participation of workers in the management of industries, that is Article 43A, and this is also a socialistic principle, and to protect and improve the environment and to safeguard the forest and wildlife, that is Article 48A, which is a liberal intellectual principle. Now 44th Constitutional Amendment Act also brought in a new amendment, that is it brought in to minimize, that is it asked the state to minimize inequalities in income, status, facilities and opportunities, which is a socialistic principle. 86th Constitutional Amendment Act of 2002, which it brought in, that is it asked the state to provide early childhood care and education for all children until they complete the age of 6 years. So this was inserted, or this entire article was in fact substituted or amended in fact through this 86th Constitutional Amendment Act. And 97th Constitutional Amendment Act of 2011 calls for the state to promote voluntary formation, autonomous functioning, democratic control and professional management of cooperative societies, that is Article 43B. So these were the other important amendments which brought in changes to the DPSP. So we move on to the next question. We will move on to the same question, that is which principle among the following was added to the directive principle of state policy by the 42nd Amendment Act or 42nd Amendment of the Constitution. So here equal pay for equal work for both men and women, yes, that is there, but again this was not brought in through this 42nd Amendment Act. So what happens is that many a times the students, if they are in a hurry, they will just look into which principle among the following, and later they themselves will say that was added to the directive principle of state policy. Of course these are there. So without looking into the keyword, that is 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act, they will move on to the options. The first option, that is equal pay for equal work for both men and women, itself they will say that okay, this is a DPSP, so need not look for the other options. A is correct, so they will mark A and then go ahead with the next question. So again, it was an easy question, that is it is just asking for the 42nd Amendment Act. So take your time and then reinforce what exactly the question is asking for, or re-look for the keyword. Now here equal pay for equal work for both men and women, yes it is there, but again it is not inserted to 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act. Participation of workers in the management of industries, of course this was brought in. This is a socialist principle which was inserted by 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act. Right to work, education and public assistance, and securing living wages and human conditions of work to the workers, in fact is not were not inserted by 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act. So the answer is Bombay, B. That's it, thank you.